I want to start with a premise. Our society is in the early stages of collapse. Now, I know it's hard to hear, I know that's controversial, but I think it's better to face the truth. The levels of resource depletion, global pollution, ecosystem collapse and climate change mean that the stable environmental baseline that has supported the growth of our civilization is no longer there. All the scientific projections suggest that we are entering into a period of ecological breakdown, the likes of which humanity has never seen before. Our global financial institutions, our political systems, our legal framework, our planning systems are all primarily designed to support the status quo. None of them are able to support the level of change that's needed to navigate this challenge. But there is hope. Sometimes you have to have a breakdown before you can have a breakthrough. We do have the means, the technology, the understanding and the resources to create a different world and a different way. But this isn't going to come from the mainstream. It's going to come from the margins. Fortunately, there is a movement of people who are dedicated to exploring what sustainable solutions might look like. Ways of living that respect the natural world. Ways of organising that build compassionate community with an ethos that places peace and goodwill above profit and greed. I feel honoured to be part of this movement, and today I want to share 5 concepts that have come from this movement that I have found incredibly valuable in my journey. Human beings are part of the natural world. This notion that we should be squashed together in towns and cities whilst the landscape is reserved for industrial agriculture serves nobody. It diminishes people's quality of life and it leads to wider ecological degradation. Much better for people to live spread out in the landscape where they can grow their own food, they can harvest their own resources and they can live closer to nature. Cultivating a conscious relationship with the land base leads to a feeling of belonging and connection, and that is worth its weight in gold. Microsystems are much better than macrosystems. If you live in a town or a city, you are entirely dependent on macrosystems such as the road haulage network, national grid, big pipelines to harvest and deliver the goods and the services that you need from the natural world. These systems require huge amounts of energy to operate, create vast amounts of pollution and are entirely dependent on a stable socio-economic environmental baseline. On the other hand, microsystems such as standalone renewable energy, growing your own food, composting toilets are resilient, they are adaptable and they are responsive to the natural world. They operate at a much more human scale and offer a sense of independence and empowerment. believe in a brighter future. Create an infrastructure that will benefit future generations. That means designing a built environment and a landscape pattern that will stand the test of time. To do this, we need to reflect on what we know we've got coming. The climate has been destabilised. We know we are going to get more and more extreme weather events. And so, designing a landscape that can withstand and handle drought and deluge is important. That means rainwater harvesting and rainwater storage. Designing a landscape that can handle storms and heat waves is important. That means planting upper canopy trees to lift the wind patterns and provide dappled shade. Cheap fossil fuels are not going to be available in the future, and so designing a landscape with an abundance of biomass provides a fuel alternative. Biodiversity is key to resilience, and this gives the opportunity for a wide range of medicinal, craft and other harvests in the pattern. It is possible to design a landscape and an environment that can handle extreme weather events in the future, and at the same time provides a wide range of food, fuel, craft and medicinal resources for future generations. Hope is important. Design for abundance. Build up the carrying capacity of your land base. An ecosystem is rooted in the soil, and so create and maintain systems that build up soil health and fertility. If you strip away the glamour and the trappings of mainstream culture, at our heart, we are stewards of the landscape. And as such, we have the power to strip away the fertility from a landscape with techniques like monocropping, industrial fertilizers, mainstream agriculture. We also have the capacity to build fertility into a landscape by using techniques such as cropping patterns that emulate natural ecosystems, by composting our organic waste, by human-scale land care. Fertility is life. Let nature be your teacher. Take solace in her quiet embrace. Let her guide you. She will show you that life is short. Everything is borrowed. There is no destination, and you reap what you sow.